After a diplomat from Westalis died in a car crash in Ostania, the leaders of Westalian intelligence gathered to talk about it. They suspect it wasn't an accident, but an assassination by the East's far-right party. Thinking the East plans to start a war, they decide to send their best agent, Twilight, to find out more. Twilight, in disguise, exposes the foreign minister wearing a wig. He takes pictures and negatives, intending to force the minister to resign. However, the real person, Edgar, shows up later, revealing Twilight's deception. That night, Twilight has dinner with Karen, but decides to break up with her, discarding his disguise and revealing he's a spy who's given up on a normal life. Twilight gets a new mission, Operation Strix, involving infiltrating the National Unity Party led by Donovan Desmond. To do this, he needs to get married and have a child. He adopts Anya, a telepathic girl, to enroll in Desmond's son's school. Despite initial challenges, Twilight starts to care for Anya. Twilight buys a family apartment in Berlin and adopts Anya from an orphanage. To prepare her for the mission, he realizes she needs to be enrolled in the elite school quickly. Despite doubts about her intelligence, he decides to keep her and plans to raise her well. Anya accidentally contacts Edgar, revealing Twilight's identity. Later, Anya gets kidnapped and Twilight, feeling responsible, sets up traps to rescue her. He confronts Edgar, threatening to expose him if he interferes. Twilight and Anya survive the ordeal. On the day of the enrollment exam, Anya passes and Twilight, exhausted, collapses. At home, Twilight learns about a family interview for the next phase, realizing both parents must attend. At Berlin City Hall, Camilla talks about a thief entering their office. Millie finds their section chief creepy, and they discuss Yor, who is 27 and still single. Camilla invites Yor to a party, and she worries about her unusualness. Yor's brother Yuri calls, concerned about her being alone. He suggests introducing her to someone, but Yor lies about having a partner for a party. Yor fears losing trust if Yuri finds out she lied. Yor gets a job from the shopkeeper, assassinating Vice Minister Brennan. She successfully completes the mission but ruins her dress. Yor realizes she needs a partner and decides to find one. Frankie gives Lloyd files of unmarried women. Lloyd struggles to find a suitable partner quickly. They go shopping, and Lloyd decides to buy Anya new clothes. At the tailor, Yor, the Thorn Princess, crosses paths with Lloyd. Anya reads their minds, learning Yor is an assassin. Anya is excited to be with a spy. Yor considers asking Lloyd out, but Anya interrupts. Yor learns Lloyd's wife died 2 years ago. Anya pretends to be lonely, prompting Yor to ask about Lloyd's wife. Lloyd says she died, and Yor decides to ask Lloyd to be her partner for the party. An intrigued Lloyd agrees, and they plan to meet at the party. Lloyd receives instructions for an extra mission during shopping. He learns about stolen art and a smuggling ring. He plans to take Frankie along on Saturday. They retrieve the art but face enemies and crash. Yor, waiting at the party, goes in alone. She lies about Lloyd being late and apologizes. Co-workers gossip about her non-existent boyfriend. Lloyd arrives bloody, apologizing and introducing himself as Yor's husband. Lloyd explains he's a psychiatrist and apologizes for being late. Camilla is surprised, and Lloyd shares details about his previous marriage. Camilla tries to expose Yor's past, but Lloyd praises her dedication. Lloyd apologizes to Yor for claiming to be her husband. Their van is attacked, and they fight off the attackers. Yor suggests marriage, surprising Lloyd. He falls to the ground but quickly recovers. Yor proposes they get married to avoid suspicion. Lloyd agrees, and they plan to go to the city hall. Lloyd proposes with a grenade pin, and Yor accepts. Yor moves in with Lloyd. They'll have separate rooms but share one when guests come. Anya is happy to have a mother and helps unpack Yor's things. Lloyd explains they have a fake marriage certificate made by a friend and plans to figure out what to tell Yor's brother later. Anya shows Yor around the house, including her room. Lloyd wonders if Yor likes the furniture arrangement, saying he cleaned a bit. Yor likes it, and Anya tries to explain she helped clean, but Lloyd says she just spilled water. After unpacking, Lloyd notices a picture of Yor and her brother and plans to introduce himself after Anya's exam. Yor doesn't have the right clothes for the interview, so Lloyd suggests going to the tailor. Anya finds an unopened box but is stopped by Yor as it contains her weapons. Lloyd makes cookies and Yor prepares coffee. Yor likes the cookies and Anya claims she helped, but Lloyd corrects that she only made a mess. They practice for Anya's Eden College interview. Lloyd acts as the interviewer, asking Anya questions, but she struggles with the answers. Lloyd takes the family out to learn about upper-class life. Anya wants to hold hands with Yor, who happily agrees. Yor remembers hurting her brother when they held hands, and Anya runs away. They go to an opera and an art museum, where Anya acts out, and Yor is fascinated by a guillotine painting. Anya draws her family at a kid's place. Lloyd takes them to the tailor and a photographer for a family picture. Lloyd takes them to a nationalist party rally. Anya, overwhelmed by thoughts due to her ability, feels sick. Lloyd realizes she's not good with crowds, and they leave. Anya stops feeling sick and mentions she's hungry. Lloyd takes them to a restaurant. Anya eats nuts with her hands, and Yor is fascinated by a knife. Lloyd worries about the mission's success, but tries to find an alternative. Yor suggests getting fresh air and takes them to a park with a view. In the park, they witness a robbery. Yor chases the thief, and Lloyd tries to track him. Anya reads minds and finds the thief, but she feels sick and gets a nosebleed. Lloyd captures the thief, returns the stolen purse, and helps the old woman. The woman thanks them, saying they are a good family. Back home, Lloyd decides to redo the mock interview. Anya remembers Lloyd jumping the thief and thinks he was cool. Yor agrees. Lloyd feels 1% prepared, remembering what the old woman said. Lloyd and his new family are all set for the exam. They go to Eden Academy, but as they enter the school grounds, Lloyd and Yor feel like someone is watching them. Lloyd figures out that the instructors are observing them, and the exam has already started. He tells Yor and Anya to act properly. The instructors are judging people based on their elegance. Housemaster Henry Henderson is not happy with this year's candidates, as all families lack true elegance. However, he notices the forgers paying respect to the school founder's statue and finds it elegant. The forgers, K212, barely passed the exam with 31 points, which Henry doesn't find elegant. He's unsure if they're a real family or just pretending for admission. The passing families go to Hall 1, and the failures go to Hall 2. On the way, they see a student stuck in a gutter. Lloyd realizes it's a test and decides to help. Anya signals to help the boy, who's thrashing around for extra merits. Henry is shocked when Lloyd steps into the sewage to rescue the boy. However, the forgers have brought a change of clothes, anticipating the situation. Lloyd thanks the boy for giving him a reason to change clothes, impressing Henry with their brilliance and elegance. Even though they get dirty, the forgers like the new clothes better. An alarm rings as animals escape the farmhouse and run wild. Henry wonders who gave the order, and the instructors blame him. It turns out to be a real incident, and important individuals are in danger. Lloyd saves a child left behind by a parent but ruins his clothes. Yor immobilizes the leading cow, stopping the whole herd. Anya calms the animals with her ability. Henry appreciates their elegance and delays the interview, allowing the family to tidy up. As they wait, Lloyd listens to interviews through a listening device. The forgers are called, and Housemaster Walter Evans asks the first question about Lloyd and Yor. Lloyd gives an embellished story of their marriage, and Yor praises him. Murdoch Swan asks why Yor married someone with baggage, but Henry thinks it's uncouth. Lloyd defends Yor, almost getting into an argument with Murdoch. Walter asks why they chose Eden, and Lloyd says there's no better school. Walter asks about Anya, and Lloyd describes her as curious and intelligent but a picky eater. Yor talks about her parenting style. Walter continues with Anya, asking about her name, address, and what she does on days off. Anya forgets what to say but hears Lloyd's thoughts and manages to answer. Henry is impressed with her determination. Walter asks about Anya's father, and Anya almost reveals Lloyd is a spy but corrects herself. Walter asks how hard Anya works, and she talks about her cartoon character's training. Henry admires her resolve. Murdoch gets annoyed and asks her to compare Yor to her first mother. Anya starts crying, and Murdoch mocks her, injuring Yor. Lloyd loses control and attempts to punch Murdoch, but instead smashes the table. Lloyd apologizes and leaves, saying if making light of a child's feelings is part of Eden's education, he chose the wrong school for Anya. At home, Lloyd feels like he failed as a spy, letting his emotions interfere. Anya apologizes, but Lloyd says there's no need. Anya and Yor believe Walter and Henry are good people who will vouch for them. Lloyd decides to trust them a bit, and they toast to their family's bright future. However, their family photo falls suddenly, signaling a bad omen. At Wise HQ, the boss learns that Eden Academy's admission results will be out today. He's confident Twilight, their best spy, will get in and contact them. On their way to check the results, Lloyd and his family face a series of unfortunate events. Sadly, they can't find Anya's name on the admission board. Feeling defeated, the forgers decide to go home. Henry Henderson approaches them and shares a confidential waiting list. Anya is at the top, meaning she could still get in if someone withdraws. Henry explains that Lloyd's heroic act of saving Murdoch's swan from a mosquito helped boost their points. Yor briefly considers extreme measures but decides against it. Henry tells them to wait for a call, but he might not be a teacher for long due to his actions against Murdoch. Lloyd contemplates who's more useful between Henry and Murdoch. 3 days later, the forgers are still waiting. When the phone rings, Lloyd answers and Anya is in. They're overjoyed. Frankie arrives to celebrate, bringing wine. While celebrating, Frankie accidentally reveals he sold Lloyd the test answers, but Yor doesn't hear. Frankie suggests rewarding Anya, and she wishes to reenact a Spy Wars scene at a castle theme park. Lloyd initially refuses but eventually agrees. Lloyd contacts Wise, informing them he got into Eden. He requests a plane, and Wise sends one, thinking it's an emergency. The forgers and Frankie board the plane and head to the castle. At the castle, Anya and Frankie are excited. Anya wishes for enemies and servants to make it fun. Lloyd contacts Wise again, asking for agents. Agents are called for an SS rank mission. Lloyd secretly communicates that it's related to Operation Strix. Frankie explains the play, Anya as the princess, Lloyd as Lloydman, the hero, and Frankie as the villain. Agents are introduced as Frankie's subordinates, working against Lloydman. The play unfolds with quizzes and challenges. Lloyd answers questions, wears a bondman costume, and navigates through obstacles. Yor, drunk and playing Yorticia, causes trouble. Lloyd defeats Frankie, saves Anya, and fireworks celebrate her success. Anya thanks Lloyd for making her post-orphanage life enjoyable and promises to do her best in school. Lloyd smiles, congratulating her. The next day, Wise receives an invoice for the event's expenses, shocking them with the amount. The forgers visit the tailor to get Anya's school uniform. Lloyd suggests a slightly larger size since Anya has grown. The tailor, surprised Yor is married, warns about discrimination between Eden alumni and non-alumni, mentioning a rise in kidnappings of rich commuter kids. This scares Anya, making her not want to go to school. The tailor apologizes, emphasizing the fun aspects of school. Leaving, Lloyd suggests eating out. At the restaurant, he gets a secret message about a briefing in 5 days at Safe House D. 5 days later, Lloyd, busy with a mission briefing, asks Yor to pick up Anya's uniform. Sylvia Sherwood scolds Twilight for expenses, but briefs him on Phase 2 of Operation Strix. She explains Eden's setup, its 2,500 students, and the Imperial Scholars. To become one, students need 8 merits, Stella, while demerits, Tonitrus bolts, lead to expulsion. Yor and Anya pick up the uniform. Anya likes it, wearing it proudly. At a park, Anya shows off, and Yor reflects on the Eden interview. They decide to buy groceries. Thugs mistake Anya's uniform for a sign of wealth and try to extort money. Yor intervenes, scaring the thugs away. Though embarrassed, Yor realizes Anya appreciates her strength. Anya asks Yor to train her for Eden life. At Eden's welcoming ceremony, Lloyd aims for Anya to befriend Damian, Donovan's son. Anya, in Damian's class, ignores his advances. Becky Blackbell, a CEO's daughter, greets Anya. Lloyd hopes Anya befriends influential students. Henry Henderson, their housemaster, explains Eden's system. Damian bullies Anya, and she uses humor to cope. Henry scolds them, but Anya earns Becky's admiration. Damian continues bullying, leading to Anya punching him. At the parents' gathering, Lloyd learns of Anya's act, causing Plan A and Plan B to fail on day 1. The forgers look distressed in the commemorative photo.